Hey everybody. Quick apology. I am getting a microphone soon, so audio should sound a little bit better next time, hopefully. But for now, we're just gonna deal with this. I am testing out new places to like film, trying to figure out where I want to film or what kind of background I want. Let's get started. If you follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you don't. But if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I had my blood tests done to check my thyroid levels. I had a full panel done, and I tested positive for thyroid antibodies. So I wasn't really ready to start claiming that I had Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's is like it's a thyroid disease where you have antibodies that attack your actual thyroid gland, and I tested positive for those. And I wasn't really ready to start claiming that I had Hashimoto's like I was, but I also wasn't because I'm one of those people that are like, until a doctor tells me, I don't have it. You know what I mean? So yesterday I went and followed up with the doctor, and I have Hashimoto's, which makes so much sense. She didn't like take away my PCOS diagnosis, like it's still a part of my file, but I'm not going. I honestly, I really don't believe that I have PCOS. I think it's always been Hashimoto's because I've had thyroid problems since I was like a freshman in high school, as far as like heavy menstrual periods and easy weight gain. Like I've gained 8 pounds in 6 weeks, and barely anything has changed. Like we went on vacation and then I've started eating normally again, like eating my normal ketogenic diet, and it's just a flare up, I guess. I guess Hashimoto's has this thing where it just flares up and then you get crazy symptoms, and I have been having crazy symptoms. Like before I had my blood test done, I had my hair was falling out like crazy. Like I'm gonna show a video or a picture. I'm gonna show a picture of my hair on vacation. I couldn't even post this video. This is a screenshot of this video, but I couldn't even post it because I was so embarrassed with how much hair I had lost. And it's stress induced. So like if you have Hashimoto's and you do something really stressful, or you are just like overdoing or overworking your body. Weight loss can cause a Hashimoto flare up, which is so crazy because Hashimoto's can cause weight gain. Like, what, what do I do? But yeah, so my hair started falling out. I was losing weight, obviously, but the whole reason why I wanted to get like a full panel done was because my hair was falling out. My skin is so freaking dry. Um, and other issues would be I had a crazy bout of constipation at the beginning of the year, like so crazy, so scary, like panic attacks over the lack of bowel movements that I was having, and then the how hard everything was, you know what I mean? Like just terrible. And nothing was working. Laxatives was just dehydrating me with no, like it was literally just like making things worse. And then taking fiber made it way worse. Like nothing was working except for like suppository. So if you have constipation and you need to have bowel movement, suppositories are my number one go-to. Not sponsored, but this is the brand that I use. Okay. So yeah, yesterday I got my diagnosis that I have Hashimoto's. So my whole like social media and this channel and everything is going to be like my journey with Hashimoto's, and I'm going to be trying out, like I'm not going to go crazy, but I do want to try out different ways that people with Hashimoto's have treated and have functioned with Hashimoto's. I follow a bunch of keto creators and keto influencers on Instagram that do have Hashimoto's, and they're a big like inspiration for me. And I want to look for more people who have been told that they have PCOS, but it's actually thyroid issues. Like your thyroid does so much for your body, and it's not uncommon for other stuff to be diagnosed, but then it turns out it's always been Hashimoto's or always been hypothyroid. Like I was told I have PCOS, but there's this whole like tier of how to diagnose PCOS, and I met two. Like you can meet two of like three. I want to say requirements to get. I forgot what the word is, but obviously brain fog. But you can meet two of the requirements for PCOS and be diagnosed with PCOS. But I really don't think that I have it because one of the requirements, or two of the requirements, I definitely don't have. So that is raised androgens and testosterone. Like facial hair or body hair, I don't have those. You have to have like, or you can have a you'll have cysts, like they call it like a string of pearl cysts, and it's where you get those little tiny cysts all over your ovaries. And at the time of my diagnosis, I only had 2 or 3, I think 1 or 2 actually. I didn't have that. I didn't have many cysts, and it's very common for women of reproductive age to get cysts on their ovaries. So it's not like, I don't know. I feel like they were just like, oh, you have insulin resistance, you're fat, you're having irregular periods, and you're not ovulating, so you have PCOS. But in turn, I was actually hypothyroid, like very severely having a flare up with Hashimoto's. This was in 2015 or 2016. I think it was 2016. So, what had happened was I had a period that was like months long and super, super heavy, and I was losing so much blood, like filling a fat diaper overnight pad in like an hour. Losing a lot of blood, and I had to get a blood transfusion, and it was crazy. And then after my blood transfusion, they did like an ablation, and then, oh no, they did a DNC. So they go in and they like reset your uterine lining by like taking everything out, and then they put an IUD in, which it is your right to have a birth control plan, but I just hate birth control, especially hormonal birth control. I'm done with that shit. I'm not going back on it ever again. And every time I go to the doctor, they always want to give me birth control for my periods because they want to regulate me, and it never works. It just stops my period, and then I've never had a regular period. I've never had a regular period until these past 2 cycles have been kind of regular. Like you can tell that my body is trying to regulate. And by that, I mean, they've been instead of like being 100 days apart, they've been like a normal 28 days apart or close. But the only thing that's wrong with them is that they're 2 weeks long and they are very heavy. So that's not good. But I think my body is really trying. I'm actually due for my cycle to start next week, so we'll see. So my last appointment, I got my thyroid medication elevated. So I got an increase in my medication. Um, I was on 50 micrograms, and now I'm on 75 micrograms, and I actually do feel like at first I was really discouraged because I was just my flare up was getting worse. I was feeling more like crap, and I was exhausted, and anytime I had to like exert myself, it was just like, okay, I need to lay down. You know what I mean? But now the last like 2 or 3 days, my energy levels have been like pretty good. My brain fog has almost subsided. I mentioned in the story yesterday, I was like, today was the first time I transferred a phone call to my coworker without like forgetting who was on the phone. That's how bad my brain fog was. Like, I would talk to this person on the phone. Oh, okay, you need to talk to such and such. Okay. And then I would put them on hold, transfer, and be like, I don't remember who's on the phone, but I know that they need you, and it's about this. And that's not how you transfer phone calls. New journey, and welcome. And if you have Hashimoto's, let me know in the comments, and we can be friends on Instagram. But I don't know. I'm trying to kind of branch out, and maybe my experience can help other people. Maybe get the courage to advocate for themselves and request a full thyroid panel. Because if you have PCOS and you've done the things that your doctors have told you, like you lost weight and you eat low carb and you aren't eating sugar and you're in control of your A1C and all that shit, and then you are still experiencing negative symptoms, it might be your thyroid. You know what I mean? Especially if you're one of those I've talked to a lot of girls with PCOS and they have the heavy, heavy periods, but like a lot of women with like the normal PCOS, with the facial hair, the androgens, they have no period. So something is, I don't know. I feel like they maybe need to change the types of PCOS, or even just stop calling it PCOS. Maybe just call it something else, or like have PCOS be its own thing, and then whatever we had, something else. Or just, how about this? If somebody has PCOS, you should probably test them for a full blood thyroid panel with antibodies, because maybe they don't have PCOS. Maybe they have Hashimoto's. So I don't know. That's been a journey for me as far as like advocating for myself, because it's been years that I've been asking, like, can I get a full panel? Can I get a full panel? And like some people will be like, yeah, I'll do a full panel for you, and it's like 3 things, and it's not a full panel. Like a full panel has, I think, like 7 or 8 blood tests on it. I'm sure. I'm believing. I am not 100% sure. But yeah, testing for antibodies is a major if all of your thyroid tests have been coming back normal, like mine were normal, and you're still experiencing hypothyroid symptoms, check for antibodies, because you're probably the optimal thyroid levels for somebody that has Hashimoto's is different. And first of all, optimal levels for people with any kind of hypothyroidism or any kind of thyroid disease are going to be different for per individual. You know what I mean? So especially if you have Hashimoto's. So these whole like you have normal thyroid levels. Well, what's optimal for me? Because normal TSH is between like 0.5. It depends on what state you're in, I guess, which is weird, but it's between 0.5 and 5. And my thyroid levels are, I think, 0.5 and 4 actually. My thyroid levels were like, before I started taking 50 micrograms, they were like 3.9, like higher on the normal range. And then I started taking a thyroid medication. It was back to like being in the mid twos. But then when I went to the endocrinologist, she was like, oh yeah, if you're a woman of like, if you're young and you're a woman of childbearing age, you need to have a TSH of like under 2. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for. And my TSH with the increase of medication was 1.75 or 1.5, actually 1.5. Yeah. So I'm in optimal levels. I'm just going to ride out and see if I feel better. And I am starting to feel better. So I'm going to write out and see if this is the right path for me. If we need to increase it a little bit, if I start getting worse symptoms or I get a flare up, I can go to the doctor again and get a blood test. And maybe they can increase my dosage. But I have a feeling with keto, with mostly meat, with extra eggs, with my thyroid medication, everything is just going to be like looking up for me now. So I'm excited to see and like feel this journey out. But yeah, I have another appointment in October with blood tests. Once I have that appointment, I will obviously follow up. But I do plan on doing weekly videos-ish. We'll see, because I'm also in the middle of a home renovation, which is also probably causing issues for me as far as stress and my Hashimoto's. But yeah, I'm busy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, I really appreciate it. Tell your friends, and let's kick this thing together. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Sunny Egg Girl and leave a poop emoji in the comments. Bye!